In 2015, a college student named Marco picked up a part-time job at In and Out in Bakersfield. Mostly late-night shifts, midnight to close, easy money. On his third week, he was assigned cleanup duty after closing. His manager handed him the keys and left. Marco was alone in the store. It was 2:17 a.m. when the lights flickered. Then the grill turned on. He swore he'd shut everything down. He walked over, turned it off, turned around. The soda machine was dispensing by itself. Sprite, overflowing, onto the floor. He shut off the main valve in the back. That's when he heard the intercom crackle. No one was there. But a voice whispered, "Order up." The speaker glitched, screeching in static. Marco sprinted to the front, ready to bolt, but on the pickup counter was a tray, a full meal, hot, fresh, with a receipt tucked under the fries, ordered by H. Snyder. He never came back to work after that night. No one blamed him. At a location near San Diego State University, a group of friends stopped in after a concert. They ordered, laughed, took selfies. One photo stood out. In the background, behind them, was the restroom hallway, and in the mirror, a figure. Long hair, tattered uniform, head tilted, sideways. They didn't see anyone there that night. They showed it to the manager. He went pale. He told them that a former employee had died in that very hallway, slipped, hit her head, late one night, closing shift. Sometimes the mirror fogs up on its own. Sometimes it cracks in the exact spot where her head hit. The photo? It disappeared from their phone 2 days later. But one of the girls had printed it, framed it in her room. She says sometimes it changes. The figure moves, and each time it's a little bit closer. Everyone talks about In-N-Out's secret menu, animal style, 4x4s, grilled cheese. But there's one item no one talks about, because it's not on any menu, not even the secret one. It's called the number 0. Back in 1999, a man walked into an In-N-Out in Riverside. Didn't say a word, just wrote 0 on a napkin. The cashier looked confused, but the cook? He nodded, like he'd seen it before. They made the order. Brown paper bag, no receipt. He took it, left, never said a word. Since then, random guests, maybe once every few years, order number 0. Always late at night, always silent. Some employees say it's just a prank, but one cashier followed a man who ordered it, watched him get into his car. She swears he never opened the door, he just vanished, bag still in hand. When she told her manager, he pulled her aside and said only this: "You see a 0, you don't ask questions, you just ring it up. Or you disappear too." In July of 2008, 2 high schoolers, Amy and Jordan, went to an In-N-Out in Palm Springs after a late movie. It was 112 degrees outside, even hotter in the car. They both ordered chocolate shakes and sat at an outdoor table, laughing, chatting, people watching. But then Amy noticed something. Her shake hadn't melted, not even a little. It was sitting in the sun, completely untouched by heat. Perfect, frozen, almost fake. She touched the cup. Ice cold. Then Jordan noticed his cup was warm, not melted, hot. He pulled off the lid. No shake inside, just a folded napkin. Written on it, in perfect cursive, "He shouldn't be here." They turned to each other, confused. Then a voice whispered from behind them, "Trade cups." They spun around. No one was there. Amy dropped hers. It shattered, like glass. And Jordan's cup, it started to bubble. The cup collapsed inward, hissing like acid. They ran, never went back. A year later, they heard the story. That very table was where a man had died from heat stroke in 1984. Chocolate shake in hand, he'd refused to leave. Some say, on the hottest nights, he still sits there, and he doesn't like sharing. It was 3:02 a.m. The night shift crew at an In-N-Out near Sacramento was wrapping up, cleaning, restocking, prepping for the morning rush. Then they heard the ding, the drive-thru sensor. But they weren't serving anymore. The monitor showed a black 1950s Buick, engine idling. No driver visible, just the tail lights, glowing red. The manager, Maria, checked the lot. Nothing. No car. But the camera still showed it. Waiting. Silent. Then, the headset crackled. Double, no onion. The voice was faint. Old. Raspy. Maria replied, "Sorry, we're closed." The voice said, "I've been waiting. 65 years. And then the power surged. When it came back, the monitors were dead. And there, on the counter, a paper bag, fresh, hot, grease-stained, and a receipt. Dated July 14th, 1954. The same day the Baldwin Park location first opened. Every store has that one perfect employee. For the In-N-Out in Fullerton, that was Ben. Never late, never missed a shift, always polite, always fast. The manager swore he'd been working there since 2009. But when HR did a payroll audit in 2021, there was no one named Ben on record. No W-2s, no time cards, nothing. They checked security footage, and there he was, working every Friday night. Same uniform, white pants, red apron, clean sneakers. No one ever saw him arrive or leave. One night, a new hire joked, "Is Ben even real?" Ben stopped what he was doing, looked directly at the camera, and smiled. The next day, the footage was gone. The feed was corrupted. Ben didn't show up that Friday, or the one after, but the break room fridge still has his lunch, turkey sandwich, neatly labeled, every Friday. A new one appears, still fresh. At an In-N-Out in Las Vegas, a line cook named Daryl noticed something weird. The fry timer, the one that dings when the fries are done. Sometimes it counts backward, not from 3 minutes, but from 666 seconds. At first, he thought it was a glitch, but it happened more than once, always after 2 a.m. One night, he stayed late, alone, determined to film it. Sure enough, the fryer started itself. Basket dropped. Timer started at 666. As it ticked down, the oil began to hiss violently. Bubbles turned dark. The smell changed. From potatoes to burnt hair. At 66 seconds, the screen glitched, flashing images, flickers of faces, screaming. At 6 seconds, the lights cut out, and a voice whispered through the oil, "You shouldn't have watched." The next morning, the fryer was spotless, no sign of use, no oil in the vat. But the timer, still counting down.